Wednesday, the 6th of October. Well, I was thinking, what could we talk about this week? And still in my mind is the havoc that was caused last week about the petrol shortages. We saw on the news there was lots of movement with people queuing up and long tailbacks. And I just thought, oh my. And then I thought, should I be doing it? Should I be going and getting petrol or fuel, because I use a relatively decent amount of fuel, and with going up and down to Glasgow every Tuesday, then we really do go through quite a bit. But anyway, we saw all these cars queuing up, and I thought, oh no, I just can't be bothered doing it. And then one of my friends on Facebook, her name's Gillian, and she puts up lots of little funny stories and quips and things like that, and I just find them hilarious sometimes. So here are two. I've got my phone here with me. So here are two, and it says, the first one is, after a weekend of widespread panic buying, the UK adds brain cells to the growing list of shortages. I liked that. That was good. And then the day before that, she put up, the end of petrol and diesel cars in the UK was scheduled for 2030. This has now been brought forward to tomorrow. And that was last week. They did bring a smile to my face. But it just shows you, doesn't it, that, well, it just brought back at the beginning of the pandemic the toilet rolls, pasta and flour shortages. And I just thought, why do we do it? What is in our natures that makes us do that? Well, first of all, I was listening to Breakfast Time Television. You'll hear me mention that a lot because it's the one news programme that I tend to see quite often. And it said this psychologist, I think he was, a professional gentleman, and he said that the media had a lot to blame. And I know we blame the media for a lot of things, but he said if they had just not used the word panic buying, he said we could have said there was shortages, but there was going to be, the shortage would be dealt with, there was enough fuel there, but they used the word panic, and then people who really weren't too perturbed about buying fuel suddenly thought, well, what happens if everybody buys it and there's none left for me? So then they joined the queue as well. And only the other day there. Now, there's some people in Forfar don't use their cars very often, or if they use them, they don't travel very far with them. But there was a person in the queue, and when they moved onwards, and I then moved up to where they were, they had put a grand total of £9 in their car. Now, £9, to me, that looks as though they're filled up. Because you're not really going to put £9 of fuel in your car, are you? So I think they've probably done a little bit of travelling and then they've just topped it up so that they wouldn't run short. I could be wrong and I could just be assuming that. But let's be honest, £9 is not a number that you would normally put in your car. I thought £9. I mean, I know it's not a lot, but it's £9 that maybe somebody else could have used that really needed it. Anyway, that's what's been happening. And that brings me then back to, as people of faith, what do we actually do? Do we panic also? Were you out buying toilet paper last year? Were you out grabbing 2 and 3 packs off the shelves? A good point is, if you're a member of our church and you'd ran out, then you wouldn't have had a problem, because we actually found additional toilet rolls that we'd forgotten that we'd bought. So I think at the moment in our church, in storage, we have probably the best part of 600 toilet rolls. So there you go. If you ever run short, you know where to come. But were you one of these people out rushing to buy it? I certainly know that I had to go and look for flour, but that's simply because I find baking relaxing. And if I'm bored, well, I end up baking as well. So I certainly had to go and look for flour at the first of when the first pandemic lockdown happened. But was I out looking for fuel? No. I certainly had half a tank in my car, but the problem is it takes just about half a tank, or just under half a tank, to go down to Glasgow and back again every week when I go down there. And sometimes I'm down twice a week for various reasons. But did I panic and go and get the fuel? No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm glad to say. But as people of faith, do we look out for other people? Or did we go into panic modes? Or are we just really looking out after ourselves? Because we really are taught that we should be caring and helping those in need and helping others out. But I just want to give a big shout out to actually the members of Eastern Old Parish Church who, over this last probably 4 weeks, you'll have heard me mention at these reflections and in the Sunday services that we've been gathering money for trees. We're working in conjunction with the Woodland Trust and also with Angus Council and ourselves. And we had to raise for ourselves, for the trees, £616. I know, where did the 16 come into it? But £616. And can I just say a huge thank you to Eastern Old members, because we raised more than that. And that then means we can buy additional trees for the woodland area, and we can buy extra willow trees, which are more expensive. So thank you. You are so kind and so generous, and you're thinking of the environment and the future generations, and you're caring for God's creation. So you're thinking of other things than yourselves. And again, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that our leprosy mission, for Leprosy Mission Scotland, that we were going a campaign, and the campaign was to buy shoes for people who suffer from leprosy. Because, of course, people with leprosy have no feeling in their extremities, the nerve endings are damaged. So if they stand on a piece of glass or a piece of stone goes into their foot, they can't feel it. They don't know if their feet are infected. So this campaign to buy shoes. So I mentioned it a few weeks ago. We've mentioned it in church over the last couple of weeks. And again, a big shout out for thinking of others from the members and friends of Eastern Old. Because to date, for the shoes, just over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we are now, I think, £450 or thereabouts. That is amazing. So thank you very, very much. But, well, I should also say, if there's still time to buy a tree, if you want to send me the money, or buy some shoes for people who suffer from leprosy, please, they're £10 a pair. Buy 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs. It's up to you. But that just shows you people are thinking of others. And I know we hear all about this on the news, but I'm sure there was people out there who were thinking of others and not rushing to the petrol stations. Just think of other people. That's all we're asked to do. That's what God commands us to do. Love God and love ourselves and love our neighbours. That's all we have to do, and look out for each other. I hope you have a great week. God bless everyone.